Hi, this is Mrs. Baxter, and this is part 2 of this video. We filled all of this information out yesterday. I talked about parts of the quadratic, and the important pieces are that we are working on the standard form. So the top equation that you see right here, this top equation that you see right here is the standard form. That's what we are working on, okay? We will learn how to do the other forms. All right, so just to recap, you need to know where your vertex is. Very first thing you always start with is finding your axis of symmetry. You plug in your x to find vertex into opposite B. Oops. You're going to find opposite B over 2A. Actually, let me put that here. X equals opposite B over 2A. And then what you're going to do is you're going to plug it in to your equation, and you're going to find your vertex, which is opposite B over 2A, comma, whatever you get when you plug it in, okay? Your y-intercept is always 0, comma, C, right? And then you're always looking to see if A is greater or A is equal to, if A is positive, your parabola is going to go up. If A is negative, your parabola is going to go down, okay? So we figured all of this out yesterday using this chart here, so you should have it already completed. If you don't have your notes in here or forgot something, go back to video 1 and watch that video first. Okay, you're not going to know what's going on or what I'm talking about if you don't do that. So we completed this mathematically, and now we're actually going to learn how to graph a quadratic, okay? Again, don't let all these words scare you. It's very simple once we start working, okay? You know what all of these mean. Here's some basic rules that I want you to follow. Okay, so when you're graphing your quadratic, okay, you need at least 5 points. So you're going to have your vertex plus 4 more points, 2 on each side, so that you can see what your vertex look like. This is the order that you're going to graph your parabola. Vertex is first, then your AOS. So you're going to solve for your axis of symmetry first. However, you're going to plot your vertex first, and then you will see your y-intercept show up if possible, because sometimes we can't see it. Sometimes it's off the graph, okay? So use the fact that quadratics are symmetrical to plot your remaining points. You're going to see what I mean by that. Your horizontal change, HC, versus the VC vertical change, which is this table. I'm going to show you really quick. It's talking to this table, which is this table right here, okay? I will show you how to do that. All right, so let's figure out what all the things are. All right, so find the axis of symmetry, vertex, y-intercept, determine if it has a maximum or minimum, and if it opens up or down. Okay, we're gonna see up or down, then we're gonna graph the quadratic. So here is our quadratic equation right here. All right, so we have negative x squared minus 8x minus 7. Now, before I even start this, I already know it's going down. All right, and the reason I know that is because I'm looking at my A value right here, which happens in front of my x squared. And since it says negative, it's going to go down. Here, let me circle it. It's going to go down, which means if I draw a little picture, my vertex is at the maximum, okay? It's at the top, which is the same as maximum. All right, now let's figure out what our axis of symmetry is. Well, if you go back up to the top, our equation is x equals opposite b over 2a. Probably should figure out what my a, b, and c are first. All right, my a is -1, my b is -8, and my c is -7. All right, now that I've established that, I can plug things in. So opposite b over 2a is equal to 8. Since it's -8, I'm going to do the opposite, times 2 times -1, which is equal to 8 divided by -2 is x equals -4. If you're not sure how I got that, come talk to me later. I will help you with that, okay? This is just a division problem. Now, with my vertex, I know with my vertex, my x is already -4, but now I need to plug it in, okay? So let's look at our equation. I've got, all right, since it's a negative, here's what's tricky. You have a negative x. Put that on the outside of your x squared. Oops, okay. Then I have -8 times -4 minus 7. If I go to solve this, -4 times -4 is 16 minus, plus 32, because -8 times -4 is 32, minus 7. Now, I didn't figure this out ahead of time, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my calculator. -16 plus 32 minus 7 is equal to 9. So it equals 9. This is equal to 9. That's my vertex. And then my y-intercept is 0, -7. That's nice and easy. So here's my vertex. Here's my y-intercept. Okay, now we're going to go to this table. All right. So something we didn't talk about too much before is our t-chart, which is kind of this right here. So when I refer to t-chart, I mean this piece right here. I like to do like a little t. And when we have a horizontal change, horizontal is like horizon, left, right? It's kind of like your x direction. And then vertical change is your up and down direction, okay? Since I don't love this chart, but our typical XY is going to be 1, 2, 3. So ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to be 1, 4, 9. All right, so the reason why is because it goes off the equation y equals x squared, which is technically a parabola. Do not write this part down, but this graph looks something like this and this on this particular graph, okay? What you need to do is you just need to make sure you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 9 in this chart, okay? And if for some reason you have an A value that is different than 1, you're going to multiply everything by this 1, and it's going to tell you what your vertical change is. So -1 times 1 is -1. 4 times -1 is -4. 9 times -1 is -9. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about this, okay? Leave that there, and I'll show you why here in a minute. All right, so when you're graphing, let's start at our vertex. Well, if I start at my vertex, I'm going to go, starting at 0, I'm going to go -1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right here is where I'm going to mark my -4. No, I did this wrong. Mrs. Baxter, I'm supposed to go +9. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my vertex because I already know my vertex is going down. Okay. So here's where I need you to pay attention. My axis of symmetry goes straight through my vertex. So you can go ahead and draw that in. Okay. Now, you're going to start always, always, always at the vertex. And when we talk about horizontal change right here, I'm going to go left or right 1. So let me go left 1, and then I'm going to go down vertical in the -1 position. So I'm going to go down 1. Here's my first point. Okay. Starting at my vertex, I'm going to go left 2 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go left 3, down 9. Start at my vertex, 1, 2, 3, down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's my third point. So I now have half of my parabola. All right. What you're going to do is repeat on the other side. Okay, so if I repeat on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing with my horizontal and vertical. I'm going to start at my vertex. I'm going to go right 1, down 1. Start at my vertex, right 2, down 4. Start at my vertex, go right 3, down 9. Now you'll notice I should have a mirror image. So my axis of symmetry, and so on and so forth. And actually, I didn't draw this great because, hold on, because my y-intercept is a 0, -7. So technically, I can graph this, and it's going to look something like that. Okay, that is your parabola. Now, if you want to make a simpler chart, I'll show you how to do that in class. So please talk to me because I know this is a little bit involved. Let's make it simpler. So anyway, okay, let's look at example number 3 really quick. All right. First of all, is this going up or down? Look at your A value. Is it positive or negative? Well, it's negative, so once again, we're going down. Since it's down, my vertex is at the maximum spot. Okay, let's go ahead and start solving. Our A value is -1/2. B is equal to 6. C is equal to -11. All right, if you want to take a shortcut, I already know that my y-intercept is 0, -11. Okay, that's the easy part. Now let's start solving. X is equal to opposite B over 2A, which is opposite 6 over 2 times -1/2. Don't let that scare you guys, okay? Plug in if you want to multiply 2 times -1/2 or 2 times -0.5, okay? What do you get? Hopefully you've figured out -6 divided by -1. That's it, which is equal to 6, okay? So now I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. I've got vertex is 6, comma. I don't know what this is because now I have to plug this in. I'm going to take my x, plug it back into this equation. Okay, write yourself a note. Plug back in. All right. So if I plug it in, I'm going to go -1/2 times 6 squared plus 6 times 6 minus 11. When I get that, I get 36 divided by, 36, not divided by, 36 times, oops, I put that in wrong. 36 times, so I get -18 is my first number, plus 36 minus 11. And so you should get equals 7. So my vertex is 6, 7. All right, I've got everything I need now to graph this. So if I go back here, I'm going to start graphing at my vertex, which is 6, 7. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Starts right there. All right. Now, let's look at our horizontal vertical change. All right. I could also say, I also know my axis of symmetry gonna go straight through. Okay, so then I have my vertical change. And now remember, I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 9 times my A value. Okay, so I have -1/2, I have -2, and I have -4.5. Okay, if you're wondering where I got those numbers from, it's because I multiplied my vertical change here, okay? All right, so I'm going to be using this and this to help me graph my parabola, okay? All right, so I've started here at my vertex. Let me do that. Let me do this. Start here at my vertex, and now I'm going to graph, okay? So I'm going to go left 1, and I'm only going to go down a half, which puts me in between the two. Let me zoom in just a little bit. And then I'm going to go left 2, and I'm going to go down 2. I'm going to go left 3, and I'm going to go down 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, so this graph starts going out like this. It's kind of wide. All right, and I know that my y-intercept is somewhere down here, so I know I kind of have to go in that direction. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Right 1, down a half. Right 2, down 2. Oops, I messed up there. It's okay. And then I'm going to go right 3, down 4.5. Right here. So I'm going to go like this. All right, and that is your parabola. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Again, now you're going to go back and take the information that you've already solved on that worksheet and show me what it looks like on the graph. All right,